is change. Baby boomers, Gen Xers, and millennials, we all have this in common. Game-changing technology being released at a rapid pace. The curious thing is, all our current technology is just the tip of the iceberg for what's coming. I am a baby boomer, and I've spent 40 years of my career on the front lines and in the trenches of technology. I have worked on everything from experimental fusion reactors and underwater robots to super connected business networks. I've worked next to scientists, physicists, and engineers as an engineering technician, the person who takes their ideas and turns it into a real-world circuit. I've been in the thick of it with electronics and technology, so if I don't know what's happening in the technology sector, we're all in trouble. There are so many mind-boggling, revolutionary developments out there, it is challenging to pick out the top few. There will continue to be exponential growth in the area of computers. We're going to continue to see faster, better, more powerful, more reliable, and more mobile computers every few years while prices continue to drop. For the last 40 years, our computer industry conformed to what is called Moore's Law, which states that the density count of transistors on a chip would double every 2 years. This did in fact happen. We mastered the manufacturing process so well that we're able to create logic gates down to the nanometer scale. Now, we have finally bumped into a wall where the size of the gates are so small and so thin that it affects their reliability. Moore's Law has finally seen its limit. However, not to worry, we have already figured out how to overcome that limit. By studying the quantum mechanical effects that happen in materials that small, we now have quantum computers. Since the quantum universe can operate on more than a binary state of simply on or off, these new computers operate off a whole new type of paradigm shift, really. It would be like adding a dimension to our world. Also, quantum computers employ something called entanglement. This is a property Einstein called spooky action at a distance. It has been verified, and it offers exciting opportunities for our future. Future computers will operate off more than bits and bytes. They will operate off qubits. There are several major areas of technology advancement right now, and they're all augmenting each other in accelerated development. Computer advances are aiding us in material science and genome sequencing, two other world-changing technologies. With intelligence provided by computers, scientists can now create exotic molecules out of superatoms. I'm not calling it artificial intelligence anymore because there is nothing artificial about it, since computers now run cars, homes, TVs, governments, world finance, world communication, and basically our human world. Making computer chips smaller and smaller has enabled nanomaterials made out of exotic molecules. New materials have whole new properties. These new materials are forming new disciplines in science, such as plasmonics, a technology that could lead to new cures for cancer, or invisibility cloaks. I think the point is not to focus on the technology itself, but to step back and look at the big picture. These are all just some of our modern day tools. In our time, the only constant is change. Now, the scientists are telling us to get ready for the biggest change of all, climate change. There are many people out there that are painting a very dim picture of the future due to climate change. I don't subscribe to this dim, gloomy picture. Humans have always adapted to huge changes. Depending on how you define human, we have been on this planet for 200,000 to 500,000 years. Over those hundreds of thousands of years, we have survived numerous ice ages and very warm periods. We have survived supervolcanoes, pandemics, and world wars, including a Cold War with nuclear implications. Throughout the millennia, humans have figured out how to use tools and our imagination to solve some of the most dire challenges. Thousands of years ago, we used handmade tools out of stone to help us survive on a planet with harsh conditions. Now, we have tools that allow us to make supermolecules and superatoms with computers smarter than most humans. I would not bet against the human race. We already have 7 carbon sequestering technologies being tested. New materials and technologies are being invented daily. Much of the scientific community is working on this new challenge. Climate change can be slow. Humans will adapt with new materials, new technologies, new cities, and new ideas. That is our strength. Maybe the only constant is change, but one thing that has not changed is how humans have used our imagination to create tools that we need to survive. Right now, there is a convergence of several technologies that are propelling us into the next level of industrial revolution. These new technologies are the tools that will open up new ways for humans to survive. All our technology so far is just the tip of the iceberg.